Alright, anyways, I have an idea. So basically, if you remember, in the middle of the first drop, I think I added some panning LFO, and so I'm going to like show you how I did it so that you can like copy it because in your render, I didn't hear it. Well, obviously, because I did the panning LFO myself, so it's obviously not going to be in your render. But I really would like to have the panning LFO part of the final render when we finish this thing. So yeah, so what you're gonna do is basically like, oh yeah, right. So just automate the master, the panning of the master, and then turn on the LFO. Put the amount at like 30 or so. I think 30. To put the speed at around, shit, I forgot. I think 15. I mean, if I remember correctly, I put the phase speed at 15. So hold on, and then I couldn't remember what I did. Um, was it not? No, no, not this. Oh yeah, it's the tension. So as you can see, the waveform of the LFO is like a triangle, and what I did basically was convert it into some kind of sine waveform or LFO. I just made it look like a sine, and so I think I increased it to around, yeah, I think around 30 as well. So just remember, I put the amount of the LFO at 30, the tension at 30 as well, and the speed at around 15. I don't know. Just check it. Just check on the top left. It's 000015. Yeah. Make sure the LFO is turned on. Yeah. So basically, you'll have this sound. Yeah, you'll have that sound. And if you think that sounds a bit too much, you can just always experiment. But the main purpose is to have this kind of shape, like a sign or something. So yeah, that's the main point of why I am showing you this. Anyways, I was actually wondering to probably put it around in the second drop as well as the third drop. For the second drop, I think we could try putting it at around the I think maybe here. Well, I don't know if that sounds good, I guess. But yeah, if it sounds good, we can always put it there. I don't know. Hold on, let me try this. Yeah, I don't know how long I should make this panning LFO, so I think I'll leave that up to you. You could always do two what do you call this? Two semi bars. I mean, two quarter bars. All right, two quarter bars, or you can just make it one quarter bar. If you make it one quarter bar on the 53rd bar, put it on the second step instead of the first, because that's how I initially set it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's how I set it. So anyway, so we've got the first drop. So the panning LFO, the first panning LFO automation plays in the middle of the first drop, and then I was planning to probably, if you agree, put it in the first semi bar. I mean, first quarter bar before the second drop. Then for the third drop, I was probably planning to like maybe put it somewhere around here. I don't know. Yeah, no, hold on. Yeah, somewhere around here on the 140th bar on the fourth step. And okay, I'll explain it to you why I chose these certain sections in the track. So basically, you if you recall during the VC call yesterday, or was it earlier for your time, you said that your your life is not complete without variation, and I am a man of yeah, I basically just do some subtle variations. They don't affect the tracks that much, those tracks that I've done. But yeah, I always add subtle variation. She actually didn't notice for this part.
So I'll fight if I keep breathing.
Yeah, so the melody on that part, I actually, for the first half of the second build up, that's what I put it. That's what I layered in the first half of the second build up. And then in the second half, I layered the sort of like single note thingy, I don't know how to explain, but yeah, I basically layered this part. I don't know if you can hear the piano layered in that part of the third build up that much, but yeah. So what I did basically was I combined the first half of the melody in the bridge and the second half of the melody in the build up of the in the third build up. So that's what I did basically. So yeah, that's just subtle variation. I'm not sure if you actually noticed that, but yeah, I hope you now you know. I mean, yeah, now you know because I've already told you. And so, anyways, that's basically why I chose those specific sections. Because if we put the panning LFOs in all three drops, but in the same parts, like drop one, there's a panning LFO in the middle. Drop two, there's also a panning LFO in the middle, and drop three, there's also a panning LFO in the middle. It's cliche, if that makes sense. And so I chose three different certain sections of the three drops on where I could put these panning LFOs. However, if you find them a bit overused or cliche, just like I mentioned earlier, I mean, we can always just decline this idea, but yeah, it's just a small idea I was mentioning earlier. So yeah, I guess I've explained it now. I don't know. It took me longer than it should because I suck at explaining shit. I'm really sorry for that. And yeah, and if you notice I stutter a lot, that's because I don't speak English often, so I'm really sorry. Just please bear with me. So anyways, going to mention some stuff regarding the arrangement of some elements, especially during the breaks. So first off,
I
please remove the crash on this bit because I was planning to like just put the kick impact and the normal impact on that part. It doesn't fit in my opinion. Okay, next. Um, okay, where's the second? Alright, on this part, please remove the crash as well. It's getting cliche in my opinion. Like hearing that same crash four times in the span of 2 minutes. I think it's kind of annoying. Even as a listener, I find it weird. It just doesn't fit in my opinion. That's just my ears. So take my opinion with a grain of salt, I guess. And then as you can I already mentioned this to you earlier. The vocal arrangement on this part sounds really off, at least in my opinion. I preferred the initial vocal arrangement that you had for the midsection simply because I think it fits much better. I don't know what you did. You probably rearranged the vocal, but in my opinion, you shouldn't have. And yeah, just a reminder, add some duplicates to the vocals because they sound really mono at the moment. So if possible, duplicate the vocal two times and then pan the first duplicate to the left and then pan the second duplicate to the right. I'm not sure how much panning you should do. You could probably do as much like this, or maybe somewhere like an 11 o'clock and a 2 o'clock position. Oh no, wait. 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock position. You can do something like that. Anyways, sakit na ng vocal cord ko. I think that's it. Uh, I think oh no, I forgot what to mention. There was something else that I wanted to point out. I just forgot. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Hold on, I'm trying to think about it. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just going to play this some parts of the track until I remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so the tail of the lead here, I think it was really too loud. It just sounds weird. It sounds too screechy in my opinion. I mean, maybe try to fix that as well. I mean, this third drop and outro transition is pretty scuffed at the moment, so that should be fixed. And yes, I've also mentioned this to you earlier. The ambience is too loud. It's masking the chords and the melody. And I think you made the chords too quiet as well. And yes, for the bridge,
So I'll fight if I keep breathing.
I could barely hear the strings and the choir. I mean, the reason why I added them in the first place is to make the bridge less empty and less weak, because compared to the to the rock section, the future bass section and the build up section, the bridge is just really weak in general. There's barely any body to the entire section. It's just really weak. And so that's not really good in my opinion. I mean, contrast is a good idea, but in my opinion, that kind of contrast, it's a bad idea. Um, I think in terms of your render, I noticed that your render is wrapped remainder. Shouldn't be a wrapped remainder because there's going to be this kind of weird tail in the at the start. Well, almost no one is going to hear it anyways, so I don't know. As long as yeah, just use cut remainder or leave remainder whenever you're rendering things. Don't use wrap remainder unless you're experimenting with sound designer some shit, I don't know.
I'll keep returning through thorns and roses still unused. When I reach that cross sign, oh, when times get tough, I wanna
My
fly
opinion,
and lift us up so
wait,
we
hold on. My opinion in the rock section, I think it's good enough mix wise. I mean, I suck at electric guitar, so I think it's better off if we keep the electric guitar in the background instead of as a sub, or I mean no, not a sub, but a secondary main element, with the vocals being the main element. But yeah, I'm just sorry, I'm not a guitarist or something.
times get tough.
And I gotta say, in the first rock section, in the first rock section at first break,
Lift us up towards the sky.
yeah, I like that part. That sudden kick feel. It was really catchy. I deserve a pat in the back for coming up with that idea. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to mention that. And for the build-ups, I noticed that they were heavier than the breaks in general, low end wise. And I remembered actually, you had a Reese base layered on your build-ups. And so what I would recommend, since you use Vital, if there's a feature on Vital that lets you remove the fundamental or the main frequency of a certain sound, please do. Please do remove the fundamental, because I layered a sub on the build-up. And so if the Reese also has a sub, both of them will clash and overlayer each other, and it will make the low end too dominant mix wise. So yeah, just remove the fundamental or the main frequency or the lowest frequency, but if there's no feature like that on Vital, because if I remember correctly, only Serum has that feature. I'm not sure if Vital also has that feature. So just simply like throw an EQ on the reach base, then cut somewhere around 100 and 130 hertz or so, and that should do the trick basically. Yeah, this is the downside of using panning LFOs. Like as you can see here, stuck at the thing is stuck at the right. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going to remove these for now. It's just making the thing sound weird. Is there anything else I need to mention? I'm trying to remember. My memory is so bad. I hate myself. Anyways, this part sounds really dull in my opinion. Although it's better compared to last time, I think it needs more improvements in general. I'm expecting some gritty mid basses on that part because it sounds really weak. Even if you just layer a heavy sub, there's the body just sounds really weak, especially on the low mids. Um, so yeah, that's that. I also expect to like have ambience layered. Just let me know, and I'll give you the exact samples I used for the ambience and the breaks. You can just use them yourself. I mean, I don't know. Uh, what else? The leads. Okay, the leads need more layers, in my opinion. Well, not layers. They just need to sound more glued to the sauce because they sound separate, in my opinion. They don't work together for now. And what I'm expecting mix wise is for them to like sound more compatible to each other, harmonically speaking. And well, I don't know, just sound glued in general. So that's what I'm expecting. But unfortunately, I suck at mixing myself, so I'll just try to help you mix it as much as possible. I mean, we can probably do a VC session later, but I don't know if I'll be available because I have exams tomorrow. And to be honest, I haven't studied yet. I mean, yeah, I don't recommend this kind of habit. It's a bad habit. But yeah. Um, what else? So basically, the sauce. I think, excuse me. Anyways, the sauce they're honestly just rumbling in my opinion, especially in the low end. So I also recommend that you put a low cut around 300 to 350 hertz on the sauce. Then probably apply saturation or blood overdrive on the sauce. You can do something like this. So yeah, where is it? Open blood overdrive. Wait, hold on. Let me just change it. You can put this thing at 0, then put this thing at probably 25 or 40. Yeah, somewhere around there. Just use your ears, I guess. So yeah, you can do something like that. So and then after that, you can make it wider. Actually, you can make the sauce wider. I think they don't sound that wide much in my opinion. Then you could also apply some subtle reverb if that won't muddy up the mix because it sounds really dry in my opinion. Could be thicker in terms of reverb. It could be more wetter. Yeah. And maybe if it sounds good, apply OTT so that once you link the lead bus to the chord bus, they sound glued together. And so for the lead bus, I mean, just experiment with some distortion, compression, saturation, and some other things. And probably if you're going to apply reverb on the lead bus, put the decay at around 3 or 5 or something, somewhere around there. Then put the wet mix level, I mean, on the rightmost fader in Fruity Reverb too. If you're going to apply some reverb, put the wet mix level at around let's say 50 to around 100%, somewhere around there. I don't know what the early reflection fader does, but yeah, just experiment. I guess you could put it at somewhere around 20, 40, or 80% or so. So yeah, and then don't forget, add a low cut and a high cut on the reverb. Probably 400, around 400 to 600 hertz. Do a low cut there, and around 8 to 10 kilohertz to do a high cut. And then if you prefer, you can also add a bit more damping to the highs of the reverb, somewhere around 6 to 8 kilohertz. I don't know how reverb works. I'm just experimenting most of the time and just using my ears. So yeah, might be a good idea. And then once you do all of the processing, immediately link the lead bus to the chord bus. Then see, then go listen to like how it sounds or so. So yeah, that's it.
Somebody's inside. I have to breathe it out. People breaking the I'll keep pretending.
My brain is having a seizure right now. I just don't know what to do. There's one last thing I want to mention, but I forgot. I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to think about it. Okay, so I'm trying to think what was the thing that I was going to point out. The last thing that I'm going to point out for now. Then yeah. So for now, I guess bear my stupidity and retardism or retardation or whatever the term is. Oh wait, I think I remember now. So yeah, if you need any help with anything at all, like such as the mixing, vocal arrangement, literally anything at all, apart from sound design because I suck at sound design, just let me know and just DM me. So yeah, I'm going to try to help you as much as we can because I really want this thing to like sound as good as possible as we could make it because this really has a lot of potential, you know, if you know what I mean. So yeah, anyways, lastly, if you want, we could probably do a VC session later if you're available. However, I don't know. I think I wouldn't stay up late until 12 a.m. anymore because I have exams and I have to sleep at like 10 or 11 or so. So yeah, around probably 6, 7 or 8 p.m. your time, could probably schedule a 30-minute or 1 hour VC session. Yeah, I think we're pretty much almost done with this remix. We just need to improve the arrangement, the mixing, probably everything else. I'm going to try to help you as much as I can. So I think that's all. Oh my gosh, this video is actually 24 minutes now. It's actually 24 minutes long. I'm really sorry. This took longer than I calculated it to take. I actually calculated this to take only 6 minutes. Didn't know it would be literally 24 minutes long. So yeah, I think that's it. Anyways, bye, I guess.